Hello children, welcome back to physics class. In the previous video we were discussing about the energy transformation. Hope you have gone through that and understood how one form of energy can be changed to another form. Okay, so in today's class we are going to see conservation of energy. So you know that one form of energy can be transferred into another form. Okay, so when one form of energy is getting transformed into another form, the total amount of energy will be unchanged. For example, when you change the chemical energy into heat energy, like when you burn a fuel, okay, so you get heat energy. The amount of the new form, that is the heat energy that appears, is equal to the amount of old form, that is the chemical energy. That is, the total amount of energy will be unchanged. Okay, this we call it as a conservation of energy. So what is the conservation of energy? During the transformation of energy from one form to another, the total amount of energy is unchanged. This we call it as a conservation of energy. Okay, next we are going to see the sources of energy. So we have seen the different forms of energy like mechanical energy, sound energy, chemical energy, electrical energy, light energy, etc. Right? So from the beginning of the time, people have used the resources of the earth. What is a resource? Anything that is essential for living or which makes our lives easier is called the resource. So from the beginning, people were using the resources from the earth, right? At first, they cut down trees for obtaining wood, which was burned for cooking and for keeping warm in winter. Wood is still used as a resource, having the advantage of being renewable. That means it can be replaced or renewed by natural process. Okay, so what is a renewable resources? A naturally occurring resource which replaced in a short period of time, like solar energy, wind energy are the examples of renewable resources. Okay, at the time when population were growing and pressure on the world's forest was increasing, fossil fuels took over as a major energy source. Fossil fuels are coal, petroleum and natural gas. Unlike wood, fossil fuels are non-renewable. That means a naturally occurring resources that cannot be replaced in a short period of time, right? So that is, they cannot be renewed. Eventually we shall run out of fossil fuels when you use non renewable resources, right? So it is necessary to turn to alternative sources of energy. So we'll see some of the alternative sources of energy. Okay, the first one, nuclear power. It refers to the power coming from the energy stored within the atoms. Okay, so hence it can also be used as a alternative source. Next we will see the water power, that is hydroelectric power stations require water to be stored behind a dam. The potential energy of this stored water is converted to electricity as water turbines turn the generator. So as the water flows from the dam, it will turn the turbines which is here. Okay, so when the turbine turns, what happens? The generator will produce electricity. The movement of the ocean waves and tides is considered as a potential source of energy being converted by some means or another into electricity. Okay, the next we will see the wind power. Windmills are used to generate electricity. So we can produce electricity using the wind, using windmills. Okay, the next one, solar power. It involves making direct use of sunlight and heat through a variety of mechanisms. So you can use sunlight and you can produce electricity, or you can use it as a water heater, etc. Next we will see plant power. It is a rapidly developing energy source. The so-called biofuels come from renewable resources. The ethanol or alcohol obtained from plant starch or sugar can be used to power vehicles directly. At present, it is more likely to be mixed with petrol to give gasohol, as in Brazil. Okay, oils such as palm oil are nowadays mixed with diesel for commercial vehicles. Jojoba oil has the potential to replace diesel as a fuel. Waste vegetation even from the kitchen can be used to produce biogas for lighting, heating and cooking. These are the some of alternative resources from which you can get the energy. Okay, so you need not use the non-renewable resources only to get energy. So you can use the energy which is available and you can make use of that. Okay, and we should save the energy. We know that about 2/3 of the electricity generated in India comes from fossil fuels. Not only are fossil fuels non-renewable, their use also affect the environment. To preserve precious fossil fuels and limit their impact on the environment, we need to save energy. So here we can see few things that you can do to save the energy. Okay, so wherever you go, what you do, you have to switch off your lights and fan. Okay, when it is not used, what you have to do, you have to switch off it. Okay, then you can use CFL bulbs, that is compact fluorescent lamp, instead of conventional bulbs. CFL bulbs consumes less energy and last longer. Okay, so you have to use CFL bulbs at home. Okay, the next one, so use electronic chalk in place of ordinary chalks in tube lights. Electronic chalks consumes less power and increase the life of the tube light. Okay, next is the most important one, saving water. So saving water saves energy. This is because electricity is also used in supplying water to our home. So what you have to do, you have to save water. So whenever you use water, you should be very careful. You should not waste the water. Okay, the next one, while buying electrical appliances such as air conditioners or refrigerator, check out the BEE, that is Bureau of Energy Efficiency, label on them to find out how energy efficient they are. The more stars they have it on the label, the more energy efficient is the appliances. Okay, so whenever you buy electrical appliances, you get a label like this. So you have to see how many stars it has. Okay, for refrigerator, air conditioner, geysers and washing machines and all, you will get a label like this. Okay, this is a label for 4-star refrigerator. It consumes 700 kilowatt hour in a year. A 5-star refrigerator will consume lower units for the same capacity and cooling. So when you buy electrical appliances, you should also check out how many stars it has. The more stars they have on the label, the more energy efficient is the appliances. So in today's class, we have seen conservation of energy. So what is a conservation of energy? During the transformation of energy from one form to another, the total amount of energy is unchanged. Okay, and we have seen sources of energy and we have also seen saving energy, how to save the energy using a simple method, like how you can save the energy at home, right? So you have to practice all those and go through the video. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, that's all for today. We will meet you in the next class.